Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name's Chelsea. You know that, I know that. I'm just a lady with a bulldog, a camera, and far too many opinions. Now, we talk a lot about entitled influencers and completely unhinged people on the internet. However, today I want to talk about some unhinged fans and the entitlement there. So hold on tight, Spider Monkey, because we are about to piss off a whole fandom.
Where the hell have you been, Luca?
Now listen, I love Twilight. I do. I think it's one of those, brain rot series that is just, good. Is the acting a little bit horrible? Yeah. Is Robert Pattinson probably traumatized from playing that role? Yeah. Will I absolutely be watching the entire series, I was about to say trilogy, but there's 4 movies, over again because now it has been moved over to Netflix? And no, this is not an ad for Netflix, I promise. Yeah, I will be. You know what I won't be doing? Going to the house that was used in the movies, the Cullen house, the vampire's house. I won't be going there. And do you know why? Because I'm not crazy. Unfortunately, I can't say the same for a good amount of the fan base, of the fandom. What do they call themselves? I know Harry Potter people call themselves Potterheads. What do these people call themselves? I should probably look it up. Twilight fandom name. They're called Twihards. That's rough. Listen, I can't really make fun of it because I have Voldemort's wand. Technically, Tony has Voldemort's wand, but I do love Harry Potter, not the viewpoints and beliefs of the author of the books. However, whatever. I say whatever, but it's not whatever, but we're not getting into that today. And also, really, I feel like a fandom that maybe I could compare this to with how obsessed I am with the world building or whatever the show, the books, is Game of Thrones. So I'm trying to put myself in their mindset and not be like, oh, that's so dumb. Because I know it can come off as misogynistic and obnoxious when people make fun of fandoms or stan culture or anything like that. And it's okay, you're making fun of girls who love Taylor Swift or are crying about getting Taylor Swift tickets, but then you're punching a wall when a football team that you love loses, or ending a friendship over your fantasy football draft thing. Calm down. Who's the idiot here, right? Also, ladies or men, if someone who you're dating, their entire day is ruined, if a team that they loses, that's a red flag. I'm sorry. That's so embarrassing. That's one thing I always loved about my husband, is that he would still talk to me after baseball games, even if they lost, because he played college baseball. Because in high school, I dated guys that if they lost the game, they would literally not talk to anybody for the next 24 hours. That's embarrassing. Regulate your emotions, you absolute freak. Well, we just got off topic. But anyways, I tried to relate to this because I love Game of Thrones so much, right? I mean, listen, I have a dragon tattoo and I identify as a Targaryen. Okay. I do. However, I'm not going to go to a location that was featured in one of these pieces of media, especially if it's a private residence where people live at, and then get mad at those people or stand outside their property. That's creepy. What are you doing? So the reason why I'm saying all of this is because the Twilight series just moved over to Netflix and people are just talking about it constantly. Listen, I hope Taylor Lautners, because his wife's name's Taylor too. I mean, they're doing okay, but I hope they get more money out of the streaming. I hope. I don't know how that works. Yikes. It starts small. You can't pay a bill today, and then another, and then another. Suddenly, your email inbox and your physical mailbox are filled with late notices and pay immediately. Legal action pending, and your phone will not stop ringing. And you know who it is. You're not going to answer because it's debt collectors. I know how overwhelming that can feel. I know how it can feel like a vicious cycle. You pay something off, there's interest. It literally just does not stop, and you can feel like you're drowning. It doesn't have to be that overwhelming. Debt destroys slowly and then all at once. But it doesn't have to be like that, thanks to the sponsor of today's video, PDS Debt. PDS Debt goes beyond the numbers to find out your unique financial situation and craft a personal plan designed just for you. There's no minimum credit score required. They are here to help you save more and pay off debt faster and keep your money where it belongs, in your pocket. PDS Debt has an A+ rating with Better Business Bureau, 5-star reviews across Google, and holds a 5-star rating on Trustpilot. You are 30 seconds away from being debt-free, so go ahead, use the link in my description box and on the screen right now to go start that process. It is a 30-second free assessment and it is super quick. You are just a few clicks away. That is pdsdebt.com/Suarez. And thank you, PDS Debt, for sponsoring this video. So what made me want to make a video about this is because I saw this on X, Twitter. And it says, humans are so entitled nowadays. Leave these people alone. So if you are just listening, hey girl, why aren't you looking at my face? But in this clip, there are two girls who are at like a gate of clearly a private residence, a private property. And there's a call box with a screen. And they're like, oh my gosh, no, like you dial it, you touch it, blah, blah, blah. And it's the Colin house from Twilight.
Please wait.
Get in front, get in front, get in front. It's a cop.
Oh, no, it's not. Are you sure?
I hate my life.
Say hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Sorry.
Just ask.
We just drove here all the way from Ohio. Is there any way we can just see the outside of your house? We won't bother you at all.
No, we have family. It's not a tourist stop. Sorry, there's people over. So I'm sorry. Thank you.
Thanks.
Not only are there multiple no trespassing signs. Hi, we just drove here all the way from Ohio. Is it okay if we just see the outside of your house? We won't bother you. Hey, girl, asking to come onto someone's very private property, their home, where them and their family live, you are bothering them. Walking up their driveway, that is bothering them. Girl, you're already bothering them by them having to like answer their call box and be like, no, leave us alone. I hope these people put a sign saying like, this is not a tourist attraction, please leave. Like, we will call the cops. That is obnoxious. So obnoxious. Like, do you have no self-awareness whatsoever? But apparently not. Now, this is another one that said Colin's house is closed. And again, multiple no trespassing signs. And the caption says, I'm so sad and disappointed. And thank God the comments are passing we have a brain cell check. Now, people are saying, okay, but I low-key don't blame them. A family lives there. They're saying that's someone's house. That's common sense, I fear. Good, leave that family alone. Not people in the comments acting entitled to someone's house just because it was in a movie. Y'all need a damn reality check and professional help. I completely agree. Like, that's crazy. Oh my God. And then, of course, 12-year-olds are saying, I don't think it should have been allowed to be bought. Such a great place to make a Twilight museum. Someone said, so who's paying for and running that museum? Yikes. And I mean, listen, like most museums, you're having to pay to enter and like they sell merch and stuff. So like that's how it's paid for and run. It is a business, but also like someone would have to buy that property. Like girl, come on. That's not how this works. Also, that property itself and the house itself was sold for over $2 million. It is a beautiful house. It is an architecture. Like it is beautiful. It is absolutely just I was about to say a spectacle, but that makes it sound not good. It's art is what it is. Like architectural art, basically. It's gorgeous. And girl, no, you are clearly 12 years old. Oh my God. Again, like I said, not, coming for all fandoms, but this type of entitlement is crazy. Can you tell I don't want like the stands to come murder me? Unhinged though. So the person who said, okay, but Loki, I don't blame them. A family lives there. Someone said, it's the new owners. Why did they buy this house knowing how famous she was? What is the house a she? What's going on? If they didn't want to be bothered, maybe they were a fan of the architect and like the designer of the house and loved the property. Like, what are you dumb? They ruined thousands of people's dreams and they will still be annoyed by disrespectful fans. So really, it's a lose-lose situation. They are idiot and bad people. Okay, you're 5 years old. What makes you feel like you're entitled to someone else's home? It's probably why it sold in the first place, because the family wasn't getting any privacy. They bought a house and installed a gate at their home. What do you mean destroying people's dreams? This level of not only entitlement, but I'm trying not to sound mean, but stupidity is so wild. So wild. Now, they didn't used to have a gate there and the call box and all that at the end of the driveway or at the very front of their property. And this is literally what people used to do. And this is, I went to visit the Colin's house while I was in Portland. There are cars parked. There are people home, I would assume. I don't know if you can tell, but does that look like a street? No, baby girl, that's a driveway. They're going up the hill up the driveway onto this person's private property. If you lived in an area where, or had the privilege, right? If that house's property is gorgeous, house is gorgeous, whatever. But if you have anyone just walking up your driveway and taking videos of your house every single day, I'm sure it probably happens many times a week. That would be scary, especially as someone with kids as well. These people do have kids. Like, that's terrifying. What are you doing? And it's not like, oh, I'm just passing by. Now, if you were just driving by like one of those like Hollywood tour type buses where you're just driving by, okay. And if it's not in a gated community, which those don't go in gated communities because you're not allowed to, then okay, that's different. Like, I know here in Tampa, like a lot of people would drive by. I mean, no one really knows where Dave Bautista lives, but he has like a compound and it's all like walled and like gated off. But some people do drive by his house. People would drive by Jeter's house or the Steinbrenner house, the owner of the Yankees. Who else? There's when Jaclyn Hill lived here, people would drive by her house and walk by all the time. And Derek Jeter, I already said Derek Jeter, didn't I? But then when Tom Brady lived at that specific house too, not at the same time, they weren't like roommates, but he was staying there when Derek Jeter wasn't living there. And people, again, would drive by all the time. And he had his parents like living right across the street, and they didn't have a huge wall and like that security. I'm sure he had like bodyguards for him or something, but they didn't have a wall in front of their house. So you don't have that like extra security and that separation. So there were just people going constantly. It was so obnoxious. And thank God like neighbors understood, and like it wouldn't happen that often because of course there's not like a fandom. There is for him, but I don't know. I just feel like it's not that like separation of like the fandom, the fantasy of it. Like, it's a character. This is like a book I read. And then like, that's like a real person, you know? But again, like I was saying, driving by, that's a little different. Like, you're driving by on a public road, right? With this, people are driving up their driveway or walking up their driveway. Someone's driveway is their property. And you could argue, how do you know that? Blah, blah, blah. Their gate is at the edge of their property, which legally it has to be like, it can't be like right on your property line, I believe, your front gate. I don't know in that area, but I know here it can't be like right on your property line. There has to be like a little bit of an easement, but I looked it up. That's how I know. So as we can see here from this screenshot, from this Google Earth, a little screenshot I took, it's at a dead end basically. And you can see that where that inn is, where that like clearing is basically, because that's where all these videos are taken, is where the gate is. And then it goes up. So people are just trespassing. And just because before when there wasn't a gate there, doesn't mean you can trespass, you absolute idiots. This is like the people who go and knock on the front doors of YouTubers or influencers and are like, hey, can you take a picture with me? Hey, Jessica. No, I got no pants on and I got no bra on. Like, what are you doing? I'm doing laundry. No, get off my property. Absolutely wild. I've only had that happen a few times, and thank God I did not answer the door. That was a spooky situation. If you want to see that video, go right here. And here we can see more screenshots from the Reddit page. Pisses me off, where people have posted and been like, oh, I caught a glimpse before the gate was added. And by caught a glimpse, do you mean that you trespassed and went onto someone's property to take pictures of their house? Like, that's so creepy. It's insane. So crazy. Now, according to the interwebs, the house was purchased in March 2022. And the original owners of the house, I guess, was John Hoke, who was a high up director or whatever at Nike. And apparently the new owners are, as we can tell, not friendly to tourists. And I can completely understand that. Having people come to your house constantly is ridiculous. That's so dumb. Now, 3 years ago, around the same time that it was purchased, there was this article that came out and a couple others. For instance, this says, Screen Icons, the sleek Twilight mansion you can actually visit. It's someone's home, not right on the road, not on a through street. What do you mean you can go visit it? And it says Twilight fans are in for a treat. So it's just promoting you to go there. Don't do that. The sleek tri-level mansion where Edward Cullen introduced Bella Swan to his family in the 2008 film is far from a fantasy and located in Portland, Oregon. Although you can't tour the property, so hey, you can't visit it. With it being sold for over $2.5 million in March this year, which was 2022. You can admire the home's facade on your next trip abroad. Hey, guess what? No, you can't. You can't do that. Offering the utmost in privacy, the woodsy retreat occupies 4,000 square feet and contains 4 bedrooms and 4.5 bathrooms and a 5-car garage. 5-car garage and only 4 bedrooms? That's weird. Anyways, does it offer the utmost privacy when people are going to it constantly? Y'all are insane. Now, like I said, the Redditors did not like this. So someone had posted recently, semi-recently, I think it was like 7 months ago and was asking like, hey, I just want to know like if when I go there, if I can actually see the house and like go up to it. Which is crazy. Because I'd be so sad and disappointed, blah, 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 whatever. And people are like, oh no, there's, you know, a gate, whatever. And they're like taking pictures of the gate. And someone said, can't go, there's a gate. And this other person said, they are so obnoxious for doing this. They could have at least made it a museum or something. I hope a fan buys it one day. Girl. What? How dare you stop people from coming up to your house and trespassing on your property? How dare you not let people take pictures and videos and TikToks outside of your house constantly and I'm sure probably come up to your door? How dare you? How dare you? I hate it so much. So from one post on Reddit, I saw that someone said, curious why you can't visit the Cullen house anymore. Was it sold privately? Girl, it was always owned privately. What are you talking about? And someone said it became a TikTok trend to go dance in front of it and people started to be disrespectful by being loud, coming right up to the doors and windows, knocking and trying to get in. Eventually, they put up signs and cones saying to not go past the point, no photos, etc. But people continued to be disrespectful, and I believe they then sold it, and the new owners want to keep it private now. Could be wrong on some stuff, but I just remember it was a massive drama in the community a few years ago. It's crazy that even after that, people still just go right up to it. It's insane. So here's a little compilation that we have of people still doing this.
Heading to the Cullen house. Guys, here it is. The Cullen house. Oh my god, it is so freaking gorgeous in person. That's my husband, like, trying to turn around. Me with the Cullen house. Oh my god. Alright, where's my Cullen family? Please come take me. Yes! No! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! This is a joke. This is real life.
Welcome to Cullen's house! Tatay Digong!
We don't know the password. Oh my god, should we make a run for it? As if you can outrun me. I found the infamous Cullen house. I've always actually wanted to really see it. Before you could just drive in and check out the house, and now they put a gate up, unfortunately, but beyond the gate is the Cullen house, is what I've been told.
Anyways, so if you are someone who has done that, you most likely don't watch my videos, but like, please stop doing that. Don't do that. Don't do it. You're weird. You're a freak and you're dumb. But hey, if you're not someone who would do that, leave it in the comments below because you're normal and your butt looks good because you're most likely subscribed to my channel and I appreciate that. Anyways, I hope you have a great day, night, weekend, whenever you're watching this. And I hope that you get like if you do drink soft drinks, I hope that you get like a super refreshing one. You know when you take a sip of Sprite and it like stings a little bit and it's like, oh, so fresh, so good. That McDonald's Sprite, she hits differently. All right, stay spicy, stay delusional, stay assertive, all those things, and I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.